Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Tuesday. We got 5 matchups on this NBA slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And you guys know if you guys like betting on NBA player props, go ahead and check out ParlayPlay in the link below. Hopefully get some nice wins on there. We'll head into it. Pretty light slate today, only 5 matchups. Starting with the Chicago Bulls versus the Washington Wizards. Bulls opening up as 3.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 223. The last 10 head-to-head, Chicago is 8-2, 7-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 6 out of the last 10 matchups. No Kyle Kuzma for the Wizards. Chicago 4-6 in their last 10, coming off a Knicks loss where they were favorites, so that was a bad loss for Chicago. Wizards on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a nice underdog win over the Warriors. Chicago 5-1 against Washington, 8-3 covering the spread against Washington. The Wizards just 1-6 at home against Chicago. I like the Bulls here off a bounce back. As long as there's no major people resting, which I don't see any signs of that, but we'll see. I like Chicago here. They definitely need this win. Give me Bulls money line and spread on the road. Next matchup, we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers opening up as 1.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 228.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Milwaukee 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. The overs hit in 6 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Drew Holiday, Ibaka, and Giannis are all probable, which is good. Milwaukee 7-3 in their last 10, coming off a bad Memphis loss. Philly coming off a loss against Phoenix here. Milwaukee 6-1 in their last 7 against Philly, 5-2 covering against Philly. Two elite teams here, should be fun. I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 1.5 on the road, getting all their guys back, and gonna be a marquee matchup and a nice battle. Give me Milwaukee plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup with the Detroit Pistons versus the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn opening up as 13.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 229.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Brooklyn 8-2, 5-5 covering the spread. The overs hit in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. Don't see any major injuries here. Detroit just 2-8 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Brooklyn 7-3 in their last 10, coming off that bad Charlotte loss, which they really shouldn't have lost that game. Detroit on a 5-game losing streak against Brooklyn, 0-5 on the road against Brooklyn. I think it's a great spot for Brooklyn at home. Not in love with the spread. Detroit's been good at covering the spread. 14 points is a lot, and staying away from the Brooklyn spread. Add Brooklyn to your money line parlays, and then maybe take a shot on Detroit plus 13.5. I think that's a pretty high number there for a team that covers a lot. So taking the Nets at home. Next matchup, we have the LA Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas opening up as 12-point home favorites with the over-under at 218.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Lakers, they're 6-4, 5-5 covering the spread. The overs hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. No LeBron for the Lakers. Lakers on a 2-game losing streak. Mavs coming off a nice 14-point win over Utah. Lakers just 1-4 covering against Dallas. 2-13 on the road. They are just horrible on the road here. Mavs 12-6 covering the spread. 10-5 at home against the Lakers. Not in love with the spread, but I think Lakers could potentially keep it close, but definitely love the Mavs at home. Coming into this pretty healthy. I mean, Lakers, man, when they're without LeBron, it's going to be tough because LeBron's been carrying them. It's hard to trust them even with LeBron. You haven't been able to even trust them really. So give me the Mavs at home. I'm staying away from that 12-point spread though. And then the last matchup, we have the Utah Jazz versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers opening up as a 1-point home favorite with the over/under at 216. The last 3 head-to-head, Jazz 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Utah, I do see Donovan Mitchell is probable. Gobert's questionable. House Jr., Bogdanovich are questionable, so be sure to check their statuses. I do see Paul George is questionable. That's interesting. We'll see if Paul George plays. That'd be a good addition for the Clippers. Jazz on a 4-game losing streak. They did beat the Clippers 121-92 in their last matchup. Clippers on a 5-game losing streak right now. They've been struggling. Both teams struggling here. Jazz 1-9 covering on the road. Clippers 0-5 covering the spread right now. Yeah, I got to take the Jazz +1 on the road here. Yeah, hopefully they can get Gobert, Bogdanovich, and House Jr. back. That would be a nice additions for the Jazz. But yeah, 2 teams on a losing streak. Gonna go with the more talented team here in the Jazz. Hopefully they can snap out of it. Give me the Jazz money line and +1 on the road. And that's gonna be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Tuesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good one.